artist tonight, a fabulous ragtime guitarist from Middlesbrough, the lovely Eddie Walker. I love that shirt. Oh, I'll swap you, Eddie. You can have this one, and because I like. I like that one better. Anyway, to start off the evening, I shall start myself. I've been on a wee bit of a nostalgia kick this year. I got a batch of new records come in on Thursday from Celtic Music, which were lovely and all, very state-of-the-art and beautifully recorded, and all these people that can play 27 different instruments and lick their ice cream cone at the same time. Also, on Thursday, I received from one of my wee listeners a couple of old records that he'd raked out of some junk shop or other. Both of them were recorded in the early 1960s. One of them was an Alex Campbell album. The other one was Bob and Peggy Clancy. And funnily enough, the two that I have been playing over the weekend are the Alex Campbell and the Bob and Peggy Clancy albums, because they didn't write them like that anymore. So this is a song that I've been singing. It's been in my repertoire since time immemorial. It's called The Gentleman Soldier. And I learned it in circumstances which I am not going to repeat in front of such a young audience. Oh, it's of a gentleman soldier in the sentry box did stand, and he saluted the fair young maid with a waving of his hand. He boldly then did kiss her, and he passed it off as a joke, and he drilled her into the sentry box wrapped up in the soldier's cloak. And the drums they go with a rat-a-tat-tat, and the pipes so loudly play, saying, fare thee well, Polly, me dear, for I must be going away. The two of them tossed and tumbled till the daylight did appear. The soldier arose and put on his clothes, saying, fare thee well, my dear, for I hear the bugles calling, and it's time for me to go. If it wasn't for that, Polly, my dear, I'd never leave you more. And the drums they go with a rat-a-tat-tat, and the pipes so loudly play, saying, fare thee well, Polly, my dear, must be going away. Oh, come, my gentleman soldier, oh, won't you marry me? Oh no, my dearest Polly, such a thing it never can be. For I've a wife already, and children we have 3. Though 2 wives are allowed in the army, one's too many for me. And the drums they go with a rat-a-tat-tat, and the pipes so loudly play, saying, fare thee well, Polly, my dear, for I must be going away. Now if anyone comes a-courting you, just give him a maidenly kiss. If anyone comes a-courting you, you can say you're a country miss. And you needn't even tell him with the soldier you did joke. And you spent the night in the sentry box wrapped up in a soldier's cloak. And the drums they go with a rat-a-tat-tat, and the pipes so loudly play, saying, fare thee well, Polly, my dear, for I must be going away. Oh, come now, gentleman soldier, why didn't you let me know? My parents will be so angry when they see how I do grow. And when 9 long months had all of them passed, old Polly, she was shamed, for she had a little militia boy, and she didn't know his name. And the drums they go with a rat-a-tat-tat, and the pipes so loudly play, saying, fare thee well, Polly, my dear, for I must be going away. Another song that I learned 100 years ago, probably before half of you were born. Well, apart from Andy and Eddie and people like that. Oh, yes, thank you, Maureen. The lovely Maureen Jerks, ladies and gentlemen. Winner of the Song of the Sea contest at Goodman. Yes, not as was reported in the female press. There were male singers in for it as well. It was lovely, actually. She won it fair and square and absolutely brilliantly. And I hate her because she's refusing to sing tonight. So, I know this is an Irish song. I think I first heard this for the Clancy Brothers a long time ago. Maybe I heard it even before the Clancy Brothers were about. You never know. It's called Mrs. McGrath. It's also got a chorus, but I can't tell you the chorus until I've started singing. So join in if you know it. Join in if you don't know it. Clap your hands. Stamp your feet. Ah, Mrs. McGrath, the sergeant said, would you like to make a soldier out of your son Ted? He'll have a scarlet coat and a nice cocked hat. Now, Mrs. McGrath, wouldn't you like that with your ring-dum-da, ring-a-dum-a-da, ring-dum-daddy with your ring-dum-da? That's the chorus, okay? With your ring-dum-da, ring-a-dum-a-da, ring-dum-daddy with your ring-dum-da. Now, Mrs. McGrath lived on the seashore for the space of 7 long years or more. When she spied a ship coming into the bay, this is my son Ted, I wish you clear the way with your ring-dum-da, ring-a-dum-a-da, ring-dum-daddy with your ring-dum-da. Now Teddy landed without any legs, and in their place there were 2 wooden pegs. And when she'd kissed him a dozen or 2, she said, "Look now, Ted, can this be you with your ring-dum-da, ring-a-dum-a-da, ring-dum-daddy with your ring-dum-da? Now were you drunk or were you blind, or when you left your 2 fine legs behind? Or was it walking upon the sea, were your 2 fine legs from the knees away, with your ring-dum-da, ring-a-dum-a-da, ring-dum-daddy with your ring-dum-da? Oh no, I wasn't drunk or blind when I left me 2 fine legs behind, but a cannonball on the 5th of May blew me 2 fine legs from the knees away, with your ring-dum-da, ring-a-dum-a-da, ring-dum-daddy with your ring-dum-da. All foreign wars I do proclaim between Don John and the King of Spain. If I had them here, I'd teach them fine to knock the legs from a child of mine, with your ring-dum-da, ring-a-dum-a-da, ring-dum-daddy with your ring-dum-da. This is a version of a song that I've kind of kicked around, and no, I don't think I've sung it here before, but this particular version I only picked up 3 weeks ago in Girvan, because it was sung by a friend of mine who I consider to be one of the finest ballad singers in Scotland, Heather Haywood. It's more or less as I learnt it from her, but I've probably changed it completely. It's called Wo Ye Gang Love. It does have a chorus which is the same all the way through until the end, when it changes completely, if I can remember. I'll sing you the chorus first so that I can remember the tune. Will ye gang love and leave me noo? Will ye gang love and leave me noo? Will ye forsake your ain love true? They gang will lassie that ye never knew. My love stands in yon shower door, coming down his yellow hair, his curly locks are fine to see, and I wonder if my laddie minds on me. Will ye gang love and leave me noo? Will ye gang love and leave me noo? Will ye forsake your ain love true? They gang wi' a lassie that ye never knew. I wish, but I wish in vain. Oh, that I were a maid again, but a maid again I'll never be, till apples grow on an orange tree. Will ye gang love and leave me noo? Will ye gang love and leave me noo? Will ye forsake your ain love true? Ye gang wi' a lassie that ye never knew. I wish my baby it was born, and smiling on my mother's knee, and me poor girl were dead and gone, with the lang green grass growing o'er me, for he's gane, gane and left me new. He's gane, gane and left me new. He has forsook as in love to do. He go away, lassie, that he never knew. Oh, dear no. Right, I'm now going to sing you a nursery rhyme for grown-ups. Maureen, you know this chorus, so I've looked up. By jinx, that was a sudden fog. Listen, this song's hard enough on the throat without you twisting it with a cigar.
No,
That's all right. By jinx, I had him worried for a minute. I was tempted for a moment, Tom, but I'm a nice person. One of my friends who is charming is also a very fine songwriter, and she was the composer of this song for nursery rhyme for grown-ups, which actually was second at Girvan. We did well at Girvan. Well, anyhow, this song is called The Eagle and the Bear. It was written by a lovely lady called Nancy Nicholson, who lives now in Edinburgh, is originally from Caithness, and has a voice that's like listening to liquid gold, a speaking voice. She's got the most gorgeous accent, and I will probably sing this with Caithness accent because I learned it from Nancy. So don't laugh. It's serious. I'm going to ruin my throat here. Once there was an eagle, once there was a bear, once there was a little lion in between the pair. Ah! Went the eagle, ah! Went the bear, Mammy! Went the little lion in between the pair. The eagle had a rocket, the bear he had a sub, but neither one could reach the other one. Now there's the rub. The subs and the rockets could reach as far as where? Just as far as the little lion in between the pair. Once there was an eagle, once there was a bear, once there was a little lion in between the pair. Ah! Went the eagle, went the bear, Mammy! Went the little lion in between the pair. The eagle scratched his feathers, the bear he tore his hair. They worked out something to suit them, and they thought it was quite fair. The eagle put his rockets on the little lion's face, and the bear ran subs around the little lion's place. Once there was an eagle, once there was a bear, once there was a little lion in between the pair. Ah! Went the eagle, went the bear, Mammy! Went the little lion in between the pair. We used to stamp a little lion on an eggy shell, to show that it was clean and fresh and good and sound as well. This eggshell island has been conned and foiled. By the rockets we'll be scrambled, by the subs we will be boiled. Oh, once there was an eagle, once there was a bear, once there was a little lion in between the pair. Ah! Went the eagle, went the bear, Mammy! Went the little lion in between the pair. The little lion used to be a power to himself, consigning half the world to British rule or else to hell. But now, poor thing, he plays the second fiddle. He's no a bloody lion, he's the piggy in the middle. Oh, once there was an eagle, once there was a bear. Oh, once there was a little lion in between the pair. Ah! Went the eagle, arr! Went the bear. Mammy went the little lion in between the pair. Once there was an eagle, once there was a bear. Once there was a little lion in between the pair. Ah! Went the eagle, arr! Went the bear. Mammy went the little lion in between the pair. I put that at the end of the set because it kind of fractures the vocal cords, and I don't know how Nancy manages. Lovely. Anyway, that is the end of the penance for the evening, and from now on it's all entertainment, because tonight it's my privilege once again to introduce a very favourite person of mine who happens just accidentally to be a first-class ragtime guitarist, a songwriter of the most beautiful songs, a man of a sartorial style which defies description. Early Oxfam has been suggested, but late Blackpool deck chair has also been mentioned. A tremendous gentleman, a tremendous character, an all-round entertainer. I kid you not. Although his wife is sitting in the audience, I tell you, I love this man. You, if you've not met him, you are going to love him too. Would you welcome, on a wife in Middlesbrough by way of Inverurie, Eddie Walker.
Am I lost for words? I've had to get used to those sort of introductions over the years from Sheena. And she does a mean breakfast as well. Well, you can make of that what you want as well. Nobody's business but mine. Nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but my own. Nobody's dirty business, come on. Nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but mine. Oh, nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but my own. Said, hey baby, did you get that letter? Gonna take you back, treat you better. It's nobody's business but mine. Oh, nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but my own. Sometime when my baby get boozy and then again she try and rule me, it's nobody's business but mine. It ain't nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but my own. Nobody's dirty business. Nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but mine. Nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but my own. nobody's business but mine. Ain't nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but my own. And then sometime when my baby get boozy, and then again she try and rule me. It's nobody's business, nobody's but mine. Nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but my own. Georgia, where I was born, sun blue and I could mourn. Left my home and my gal Sue, went to the state where the grass is blue. Well, left my girl in Atlanta with the tears all tumbling down. I was riding that old freight train already Kentucky bound. Made no difference where I went, blue as I could be. Just about then, well, headed south down to Nashville, Tennessee. Picked my way to Georgia, strumming the blues away. Got to Atlanta and saw my girl and brushed her tears away. Said picking the blues all day. Guitar, I went heading on down the way. I was picking the weary blues, bound out for the Grandier. Said picking the blues away. You know, woke up soon this morning, all the sky was cloudy and gray. Now we're sad and lonely, I keep picking the blues away. Said picking the blues all day. Ain't no difference where I went, blue as I could be. Just about then I headed south down to Nashville, Tennessee. Georgia, strumming the blues away. Got to Atlanta and saw my girl and brushed her tears away. Said picking the blues all day. Where I went, blue as I could be. Just about then headed south down to Nashville, Tennessee. Picking my way to Georgia, strumming the blues away. Got to two-eyed ladder and saw my girl and brushed the tears away. Singing begging the blues all day. Thinking of Georgia where I was born. Signing the blues that I could mourn. Left my home and my gown soon. Went to the state where the grasses blow. Well, I left my girl in Atlanta with her tears all tumbling down. I was riding that old freight train already Kentucky bound. Ain't no difference where I went, blue as I could be. Just about then I headed south to Nashville, Tennessee. Picking my way to Georgia, strumming the blues away. Got to Atlanta and saw my girl, and I brushed the tears away. Said picking the weary blues all day. Cheers, that's fine. Before I started doing this for a living, I used to be a cowboy, and very hard being a cowboy in Middlesbrough. Football team don't have any trouble like, but that's another story. But I have an acquaintance. I haven't seen him for a long time, but he figured quite strongly at one point at a folk club that I used to play at, which was mainly for performance of American music. And his name was Dennis, but he much preferred to be called Tex. Right? And he used to wear one of these tight-fitting denim suits and a big Stetson hat and high-heel leather boots that the cowboys wear with pointy toes. And he used to walk with bandy legs. I mean, he'd never seen it. He lived in Stockton. He'd never seen a horse in his life, you know. But he used to walk with bandy legs, and he lived the part of a cowboy. And I remember he'd come down the club one night, and this was standard format for him. He didn't used to have a purse or even a handbag. I mean, I know that's a bit of a... He used to have saddlebags over his shoulder all the time, like that. And when he would come down the club on a night, he'd bring a cowboy saddle with him, a real cowboy saddle, one of those big stiff saddles with stirrups on the whole thing, you know, and a lasso and a saddle gun. And he'd put it on the floor, and he'd sit astride of this saddle every night and slap its thighs and have a good time. When the music was on, he doesn't drive like he has to take it on the bus. And it's a hell of a problem, you see. So if you're driving through Middlesbrough on a night and you see Dennis waiting by the bus stop, for God's sake, stop and give him a lift, because he's embarrassed, you know. And so anyway, this is a song dedicated to people like Dennis, and the majority of the audience here tonight seem to be quite young, actually. Always pays to patronise the audience, so they tell me. So maybe you won't remember, but when I was a kid, on a Wednesday afternoon, our house used to fill up with snotty-nosed little lads all come round to see the Cisco Kid, right? And the house was full. And we had one of those 9-inch tellies with a magnifying glass in front of it, and it was great. And everybody used to sit and so this is after a few years, of course, getting to songwriting. I decided to write this song. This is called "All the Old Cowboys," and it's got a chorus to it which goes, "All the old cowboys rode into the sunset. They won't be seen anymore. Gone is the kindly one, and gone is the fast gun and the sheriff who upheld the law." Those Saturday morning pictures as well. I mean, it was always the goody on the white horse and the guy on the black horse, and it was cut and dried, wasn't it? You could work it out. There was no trouble at all in sort of. And along came Lee Van Cleef and Clint Eastwood with these real meaningful westerns. I couldn't work them out. You know, they're all set down. It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah? They all walk around wearing great big hats, and wearing raggy blankets, and smoking black cigarettes, and with this wonderful music, you see, and sort of the man with no name, and all the rest of it. You know? And I couldn't relate to that as easy as what I could to the other stuff, you see. So this is the song. So the song actually was written, I suppose, about how the Western used to be, but then of course it started to change. The idea started to change. So now we're stuck with a kind of a Mexican sort of feeling about it these days. So I'll tell you what, I'll play the lead intro because it's quite interesting, because that's another part of the chorus. If you haven't heard it before, this is what we're going to sing together. It has no words to it, you just follow the... You'll find out what it's all about in a minute. Just hang on a minute. Oh, I'm going to do that again. That's good even by my standard, you know. Anyway, if you've been watching the telly on, I don't know whether you get it up here or not, but they've got the country music program on from Wembley. The silk cut country music. They're great. Look out for the bloke behind, the lead guitar player, right? He's the boy. It doesn't matter about the bloke at the front or the woman at the front. They all sound the same. It's all hype. But they need good musicians to back them, you see. So they get these real great pedal steel players and fiddle players, and the guitarist, electric. It's always electric guitar. And he always has a little band with him. Bit of expression here. It's always there, you see. Okay? Now, no matter how these songs go, when they start off like this. Are you remembering? Hey, the reason they pull funny faces is when you go like that, it hurts, you know. Oh. Okay? No matter how these songs start, they always carry on like this afterwards, don't they? Yes. This is another one of them, folks. Look at the shoulder movement, right? On a Saturday evening, we'd round up the cowhands. The horses were watered and fed. And then we'd head into town, fire off a few rounds. Maybe we'd chat up the bar girls instead. There never was a time we didn't all get on fine, though we'd have the occasional fight. We'd bust up a saloon, up went the balloon. In the jailhouse we'd all spend the night. Yeah, but all the old cowboys rode into the sunset. They won't be seen anymore. And gone is the kindly one, gone is the past, gone and the sheriff who upheld the laws. La 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 Okay, we're nearly there. So now you've got the feeling now, okay? So we're riding across the taco fields, all right? Way off in the distance along the high Sierras, see the tortilla trees swaying in the breeze. Look out, there's a chili. My God, those chilies are fast. Okay, just to inject a little bit of feeling into it this time, we'll do the chorus, but we'll nod our head from side to side at the same time. Okay, here we go. La 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 la. With Boy and Crockett down San Antonio Way, escaped by the skin of our teeth. I was the only survivor on the Bighorn River on that fateful day when Custer got beat. We fought with Indians from Oregon through to Wyoming in the deserts down Mexico way. We had salt beef and biscuits, was done with black coffee on the fire at the end of the day. And I said, all the old cowboys that rode into the sunset, come on, they won't be seen anymore. And gone is he kindly foreign, and gone is he past gone. And the sheriff, who obeyed the law. La 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 la. We rode a long way on one hot summer's day. We stopped to rest down by a stream. My partners and me, oh, we climbed a high tree. There we each told the others all of our dreams. It turned out this way on that hot summer's day. We'd all dreamed the same dream. After years on the run, we're gonna hang up our guns. We'd grown out of our saddles, it seemed. Then all the old cowboys, they rode into the sunset. They won't be seen anymore. Gone is the kindly one, gone is the fast gun. The sheriff who upheld the law. Come on. Said all the old cowboys rode into the sunset. They won't be seen anymore. Gone is the kindly one, gone is the fast gun. The sheriff who upheld the law. Last time. La 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 la. La 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 la. I said the sheriff who upheld the law. Oh, that's the end of that one, I think. Roving on a southern wind, fast lane driving all the way, stopping briefly just to fill the tank. Do you call this service on a motorway? And I paid top price for a Coke without ice, spent my last few quid on a meal. Washed my hands with scented soap, the smell hung on my clothes. Escape from this overpriced street. Roving on the southern wind, fast lane driving all the way. Lights dazzle me through the dirty screen. The lane markings disappear in the spray. You know, driving is just another job to be done, taking chances, overtaking in the rain. And it's all for the ones getting back tonight, getting home to see you again. All for the ones who've coming home, to you and the wind off the sea. A town without history, sometimes lost in the mist, sometimes feels no part of me. Romantics have written your hidden charms. They're inventing a story for you. Take to the stage before coming of age, and it's not easy acting untruths. So if anyone asks why, I'll always come back to a place of unfulfilled dreams. Tell them here are my friends, they help me to bend, help me up when I'm down on my knees. All for the ones who coming home, to you and the wind off the sea. Down without history, sometimes lost in the mist, sometimes feels no part of me. Roving on a southern wind, fast lane driving all the way, stopping briefly just to fill the tank. You call a service on a motorway, and I paid top price for a Coke without ice. spent my last few quid on me. Washed my hands with scented soap, the smell hung on my clothes, escaped from this overpriced dream. All for the want of coming home to you and the wind of the sea. Town without history, sometimes lost in the mist, sometimes feels no part of me. All for the want of coming home to you and the wind of the sea. Town without history, sometimes lost in the mist, sometimes feels no part of me. Just let me tell you about a fella named Coombs, homeward down in Tennessee. Made his living stealing loaded chickens and anything else he could see. That Pop-Eyed man, he could run so fast, his feet never stayed on the road. When a freight train passed, it didn't matter how fast, he'd always get on board. He was a traveling man, said Lord, he was a traveling man. He was the most travelingest man that ever was in that land. He traveled everywhere, he went on for miles around. And he didn't get caught, and he didn't get whooped till the police shot him down. Said he didn't get caught, and he didn't get whooped till the police shot him down. Police caught up with a traveling man. They had him up to hang one day. And the juryman, well, I asked that boy, you got anything to say? You know, asked them jurymen to bow their heads, just bow their heads in prayer. And he crossed one leg, he winked one eye, and he went up through the air. He was a traveling man, oh Lord, he was a traveling man. Was the most travelingest man that ever was in that land. He traveled everywhere, he went on for miles around. Didn't get caught and he didn't get whooped till the police shot him down. Said he didn't get caught, he didn't get whooped till the police shot him down. The police shot him with a rifle, shot him right through the head. You know, the folks, they come from miles around just to see if that boy was dead. The telegram down south where his mama did live, she came up crying with tears. She went over and opened up the coffin lid, but the fool had disappeared. He was a traveling man, Lord, he was a traveling man. Was the most travelingest man that ever was in that land. He traveled everywhere, he went on for miles around. Didn't get caught, didn't get whooped till the police shot him down. Cause he didn't get caught and he did not get whooped till the police shot him down. Yeah, that boy, he was on a Titanic ship, sailing far out into the sea. He was the B-flat clarinetist in the band, playing nearer, my God, to thee. And when that boy, he left overboard, everybody said, hey man, you was a fool. About 2 minutes after that, he was shooting dice up in Ullapool. I said, he was a traveling man. Hey, Lord, he was a traveling man. Yeah, he was the most travelingest man that ever was in that land. Traveled everywhere, he went on for miles around. Didn't get caught, did not get whooped till the police shot him down. No, we didn't get caught and did get whooped till the police shot him down. You got it. That boy, he went down to the spring one day just to get himself a pail of water. The distance that the little rascal had to go must have been about 2 miles and a quarter. He got there and he got the water and he started back. When he stumbled and he fell down. So he got up and he ran back to the house. He got himself another bucket, came back and caught the water before it touched the ground. Said he was a traveling man. Lord, it was a traveling man. He was the most travelingest man that ever was in that land. He traveled everywhere. He went on for miles around. And he did not get caught. And he didn't get whooped till the police shot him down. Then he didn't get caught. He didn't get whooped till the police shot him down. Oh, yeah. That was from the singing of a man called Roy Bookbinder, who learned it from an old black man called Pink Anderson, who used to live in Spartanburg in South Carolina. This is a tune from the Virginias, a tune called The Victory Rag. so fine. Freight train, going so fine. Please don't tell what train I'm on. They won't know where I've gone. When I die, please bury me deep, way down on Old Chestnut Street. Then I can hear that old number 9. She comes rolling by. Freight train, freight train, going so fast. Please don't tell what train I'm on. They won't know where I've gone. When I'm dead in my grave, no more good times there I crave. You just place a stone at my head and feet. You just tell 'em that I've gone to sleep. Oh, freight train, gone so fast. Freight train, gone so fast. Please don't tell what train I'm on, then they won't know where I've gone. I said, please don't tell what train I'm on, and they won't know where I've gone. Take a little break after this one. Song written by an American songwriter called Shel Silverstein. Now, friends, you never guess it, so I might as well confess it. I just met the sweetest woman in my long dismal life. And a friend of mine said, buddy, just in case your mind is muddy, don't you know that girl you're talking to is Pegleg Johnson's wife? That man is big and ugly, he's mean and he's grim. He's gonna kick your ass with his artificial limb. So next morning, bright and early, I ran off with Pegleg's girlie, and I even took his wooden leg, just to play it safe. But there weren't no time for laughter. Hey, he just came hopping after, and I keep on running faster, but he won't give up the chase. And I'm running round the mountain with his bride, and I've got his goddamn leg here by my side. And I'm a three-legged man with a two-legged woman, being chased around this country by a one-legged fool. He's a hopping and a flopping, and he shows no sign of stopping. And I'll tell you, boys, his life is hard and cruel. From the mountains and the valleys, across the dark Chicago alleys, from the Rocky Mountain waters to the hills of Caroline, in and out of Pennsylvania, up and down the Allegheny. Every time I turn around, he's just 1 foot behind. And I know he's getting tired and wet and sick, but in spite of all his problems, hell, he can't kick. And I'm a three-legged man with a two-legged woman, being chased around this country by a one-legged fool. He's a hopping and a flopping, and he shows no sign of stopping. And I'll tell you, boys, his life is hard and cruel. He must be ragged and filthy by now, and I've been feeling kind kinda guilty ever since that morning last week when I heard him pleading bad. He said, in spite of all your stealing, I don't bear you no ill feelings. I know Margie doesn't love me, but won't you give me back my leg? Us, although that leg you meant to steal was wooden, in the dark there by mistake you took the good one. And I'm a three-legged man with a two-legged woman, being chased around his country by a one-legged bull. He's hopping and a flopping, and he shows no sign of stopping. And I'll tell you boys, this life, I'll tell you boys, this life, and I'll tell you boys, this life is hard and cruel.
Just keep your seats for a moment. Eddie, that was words fail me, which just shows you how good it was. Actually, we are having a slight change of our normal running order because we've got a visiting singer who has to catch a train and will have to go in about 10 minutes' time. So please, would you welcome John McIntosh and Jim Watson right now.
Sorry about that, a wee bit unexpected there. This chap here is John McIntosh from Kirkcaldy, a good friend of mine. Come to help out tonight. He's going to do a...
The first one is an old John Martin song, Spencer the Rover. Please join in if you know it.
Right, John.
This tune was composed by Spencer the Rover, as valiant a man as ever left home, and he had been much reduced and caused great confusion, and that was the reason he started to roam. In Yorkshire near Rotherham he had been on the ramble, and weary of travelling he sat down to rest. By the foot of yon mountain lays a clear flowing fountain, with bread and cold water he himself did refresh. With the night fast approaching, to the woods he resorted, with woodbine and ivy his bed for to make. But he dreamt of outside, lamenting and crying. Go home to your family and your rambling forsake. 'Tis the 5th day of November, a reason to remember, when first he arrived home to his family and friends. They did stand so astounded, amazed and dumbfounded, to see such a stranger once more in their sight. While his children came around him with their prittle-prattling stories, with their prittle-prattling stories to drive care away. and he's as happy as those who have thousands of riches. Contented he'll remain and not ramble away. This tune was composed by Spencer the Rover, as valiant a man as ever left home, and he had been much reduced and caused great confusion, and that was the reason he started to roam.
Here's a... John and I just, we had a wee crack this afternoon, decided just to come down here tonight. This is a song that John taught me, and we're just going to, it's a rag thing we're going to do together. Aurora rag, is that right?
Aurora's powder rag.
Aurora's powder rag. Right. Right, just finish off here. This is a song called The Good Years. This is dedicated to all my old pals, wherever they might be. Kind of lost touch with that one. A bit of nostalgia. The Good Years. Don't know what the tuning's like. It's near enough for folk music. he tells the tale of a winter's day when he was young, seemed so far away, changing moods and seasons, could never stay that way. But now when he looks back in days, his old friend's gone his different ways. So many had good reasons to leave the years behind. So now I'll call my old friends up and talk of days gone by, when we were young and fancy free, so many years from now. And if I see a change in them, I'll tell them I have made amends with old man time, the reaper. You'll find the solace here. Then at the closing of the day, we'll raise a glass and with one voice say, we'll never forget the good years and laugh at growing old. And then I'll take my leave of them and think about tomorrow and wonder if I'll know them again and say thanks for the good years. Thanks very much. Thanks, John. Thanks very much.
You're welcome, you're welcome. Oh, wasn't that lovely? Thank you, John. Thank you, Jim. That sounds like a group, doesn't it, John and Jim? Interval now, very fast one. I'll be back here in 15 minutes, and I'm starting without you if you're no back, because we've got an embarrassment of good floor singers. So. Moment in recess. Smashing singer, I know you're going to enjoy him. Would you welcome Nick Jackson?
Well, the drunken lady of the morning stumbles down the street. She makes a joke of every sips a minute. Her true love is the garbage man. He sweeps her off her feet. It's not a perfect world, but she's in it. She'd like to try to make the morning smile. Hold it to her breast a little while. Rocking it to sleep, just like it was a child. For she feels her bones to be the stones that pave the busy streets. She'd like to use the buildings for her body. And she wonders if the world will wait so she can stand up straight. It's been so fast, she just can't stand up on it. She'd like to use the magic in her mind to turn the old slicks in the streets to wine, or polish a policeman's eye until they shine. For the drunken lady of the morning stumbles as she swings smashing glass. She curses at the bottle that she flings. It's so heavy and it's all the world she can live it. Oh, she'd like to try to make the morning cry. Tell the rising sun another lie. Or choke the light of day, just like it was a spy. For the drunken lady of the morning stumbles down the streets. She makes a joke of every Sepsi minute. Her true love is the garbage man. He sweeps her off her feet. It's not a perfect love, but she sleeps with it. For she'd like to use the magic in her mind. Turn the old slicks in the streets to wine. Or polish a policeman's eyes until they shine. Oh, polish a policeman's eyes until they shine. For the drunken lady of the morning stumbles down the streets. There's a small high window where the sun comes in, and it falls and forms a rainbow on the puddles on the floor. There's a small bird singing in a broken pane, and how I wish, oh how I wish that I could fly just like that bird out to the moon. For it's every morning I get out of bed, and me mother has me dinner packed and ready in me bag, and me father says school's over now, young, be a man. Then the whistle blows, the whistle blows, the day begins, the hammers clang, and I work all day in dust and dirt and noise, and the hammers thrash the steel, they rock the world beneath me feet, and the shining men move through the forge's gloom, like shadows burned upon the fire, the fiery steel. Fly away, oh fly away, little bird, oh fly away, oh fly away, little bird, on freedom's wings, out to the moon. But when Sunday comes and there's a week's work done, I take me dog and walk him on the old track to the fell. And for all that day, then I am freedom's king. And I can dream. And I can dream and hear the lark sing freedom songs above the gale. Fly away, oh fly away, little bird. Oh fly away, oh fly away, little bird, on freedom's wings, out to the morn. There's a small high window where the sun comes in, and the small bird eats the crumbs that I throw for him on the floor. And he flies to a shaft of sunlight to the broken pane. And how I wish, oh how I wish that I could fly just like that bird out to the morn. On freedom's wings, out to the morn. On freedom's wings, out to the morn. There's a small high window where the sun comes in. Thank you.
Oh, that was 2 weeks ago. I unfortunately wasn't able to be here, and a young man made his debut at the club. I didn't hear him, but I'm delighted that I'm going to hear him tonight for a wee song. Would you welcome Campbell Dye?
Well, Sheena sung a song earlier on, a nursery rhyme for adults, she called it. This song that I'm about to sing, if we can get the guitar in tune, echoes the same sort of feeling, but puts a kind of local feeling to it. Anyone who's walked along the West Sands on a sunny afternoon and seen the phantoms fly into RAF lookers, I think could probably have felt the same feelings as I did, i.e. how much longer do we let politicians run our lives and let them play their own little games, which are likely to be the last games we're ever going to play. So this is a song called Rumours of War.
Looking to the Angus Hills, I wonder what the worry's for. We are quite safe up here until there is some rumour of war. Looking to the Angus Hills, I wonder what the worry's for. We are quite safe up here until there is some rumour of war. I saw the jets coming to land, watched them from the sun-swept sand, like huge black kestrels about to main. Across the cold North Sea they came. I saw a dead grey seal today, stench amongst the stones it lay, pecked and torn as gulls passed by. reassurance for all fear brings. Fear comes from patriotic lies. For Queen and country the whole world dies. I saw a rabbit in the grass, saw it disappear with white flag flash. Not far behind, a dog would run and kill as any hunter's gun. Looking to the Angus Hills, I wonder what the worry's for. We are quite safe up here until there is some rumor of war. Looking to the Angus Hills, I wonder what the worry's for. We are quite safe up here until there is some rumor of war. I saw the phantoms coming low and stood there weak and still below. And while their engines stole and bred, my homeland lives in fear of death. I felt you standing close to me and hoped inside that you could see. There are some things they can't destroy, like our hope and our love. Looking to the Angus Hills, I wonder what the worry's for. We are quite safe up here until there is some rumor of war. Looking to the Angus Hills, I wonder what the worry's for. We are quite safe up here until there is some rumor of war. Thank you.
I do like the appropriate sound effects that came from upstairs. Now, we've got a young gentleman over here from Dundee tonight. He's made the long journey over, I think, by the backpack that he brought. He must have hitchhiked across. I do actually know what he sounds like. He sounds good. Would you welcome Greg Mill?
Hello, thank you. As Sheila said, I'm Greg Mill. Johnny arose on a May morning, called for water to wash his hands. Says, bring to me my two grey dogs that be bound in iron bands. When Johnny's mother, she heard of this, she wrung her hands both sore. Says Johnny, for your venison to the green woods do not go, for there are 7 foresters in Esselmont, and that's you know full well. For one small drop of your heart's blood, they would ride through the gates of hell. Oh, there's many men are my friend mother, though many more are my foe. And betide me well or betide me ill, a hunting I will go. So Johnny has taken his good band bow, his arrows one by one, and he's away to Money Musk for to bring Rodundere down. Well, Well, Johnny fired and the Dundee left. He's one that ran a sight. And between the water and the woods, the two dogs laid their pride. And they ate so much of the venison, they drank so much of the blood, that Johnny and his two grey dogs fell asleep as if they had been dead. And by there came a sly old man, and the sly old man was he, and he's away to Westmont for to tell on young Johnny. As I came in by morning musk, and down among yon scrogs, it was there I spied the bonniest youth lying sleeping between two dogs. And the buttons that were on his coat were of the gold so good, and the two grey dogs that he lay between, their mouths were dyed with blood. Then up and spoke the first forester, he was headsman over them all. Can this be Johnny Brady's Lee? And to him we will draw. And the pipers shot that the foresters fired, that won that man aside. And the pinax shot that the foresters fired, his heart's blood blinded his eye. Then up woke Johnny from out of his sleep, and an angry man was he. Says the wildest wolf in all this wood would not have done so by me. And he's leaned his back against an oak, and has fought against the stone, and he's fired on the 7 foresters, he's killed them all but one. And he's broken 7 of this man's ribs, his arm and his collarbone, and he has sat him on to his horse to bring the tidings home. For Johnny's Goodman bow is broke, and his 2 great dogs are slain, and his body lies in Money Musk, and his hunting days are done.
A short but sweet visit. It's a shame. It must feel as if it wasn't worth coming. It was worth listening to. But thank you very much, Greg Mill. It's nice of him to come all the way over and sing that. Now, we have... Can you say somebody's a resident visitor? You know, he comes in at least once a year. This is an... And when I say an old friend of the St Andrews Folk Club, God, I mean an old friend. But he has brought with him this time to appear on stage with him a beautiful young lady. So perhaps we will forgive him. Would you welcome for a couple of numbers Annette McBrew and him, John McCready.
Well, the song we're going to sing tonight is one we did learn off Planksty. Well, we learned off Christy Moore actually, but it's a song that illustrates the male way of looking at things and sort of the male logic, which is really rather curious. Yes, it's a bit strange. It's a couple have been going together for quite a long time, and he just comes home one day and says, "By the way, dear, I've decided to join the Navy and I'm way off to sea. I'll be back in a couple of months, so don't worry about it." So he goes away and he sails away for about 6 or 7 years, going round the world, hither and yon, Australia, Timbuktu, over to China, comes back, and he goes up to pay her a wee visit, court and call, well, hello dear, I'm home. And he finds out that 6 months before, she's found a nice young chap with much better prospects, and she's run off with him. And he's really shocked. He is so upset, he can't understand what would make her do a thing like that. So it's called The Good Ship Kangaroo.
This song could be for Sheena, but she never ran away. She just waited, didn't she?
Once I was a waiting man who lived at home at Tees. Now I am a mariner who plows the angry seas. On the road is love seafaring nice, so bid me love adieu. And shipped to the steward and cook me boys on board the Kangaroo. Oh, I never thought she would prove false or either prove untrue. As we sailed away through Milford Bay on board the Kangaroo. Think of me, oh think of me, she mournfully did say, when you are in a foreign land and I am far away. Take this lucky threepenny bit, it'll make you bear in mind that love and trust and faithful heart you left in tears behind. Oh, I won't be gone for very long, 'tis but a month or two, and when I will return again, of course I'll visit you. Oh, I never thought she would prove false or either prove untrue, as we sailed away through Milford Bay on board the Kangaroo. Our ship, it was homeward bound, for many's the foreign shore, and many the foreign present unto me love I bore. I brought tortoises from Tenerife, and toys from Timbuktu, a China rat and a Bengal cat and a Bombay cockatoo. Paid off, I saw her dwelling on a street above the town, where an ancient dame upon the line was hanging out her gown. Where is me love?
She's vanished, sir, about 6 months ago.
Way a smart young man that drives the van for Chaplain, Son and Co. Oh, I never thought she would prove false or either prove untrue, as we sailed away through Milford Bay on board the Kangaroo. Here's a health to dreams of married life, to soap, suds and blue, hearts through love and paste and starch and wash and soda too. I'll go on to some foreign shore, no longer can I stay, and with some China hot and taut I'll throw myself away. Oh, me love, she is no foolish girl, her age it is 2score. Me love, she is no spinster, she's been married twice before. And I cannot say it was her wealth that stole me heart away. She's a washer in the laundry for 1 and 9 a day. Oh, I never thought she would prove false or either prove untrue, as we sailed away through Milford Bay on board the Kangaroo.
Yeah, this is a song by a favourite songwriter of mine, a man from the 60s. Sheena and Andy lent me some of these records, I don't remember. But he played with a band called The Lovin' Spoonful, John Sebastian. And this is one of his songs. Actually, the hit record with this was done by a guy called Bobby Darin, which... It was a follow-up to Things, I think. It's a song called Lovin' You. Yeah, this guitar refuses to go in tune anytime Eddie Walker's around, That's true.
If you are wondering what I'm gonna do while you are sleeping
sleeping too. I'm just sitting here loving you. I'll close my eyes, I'm loving you. I'm just sitting back, sitting here loving you. I have been wondering just what I would do if I went sleepy and hadn't I found you. I'd be outside finding you, just walking down the avenue finding you, but I'm just sitting back, sitting here loving you. Reason that you never see me running round, she can't even get me up from my seat. Well, I've got to take care of some business on the street. I have been walking all my streets alone. I will keep walking to keep from going home. Couldn't quite scarcely conceive of you, well now I can't conceive of ever leaving you. I'm just sitting back, sitting here loving you. Do 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 do. Da da da. I have been walking on my streets alone. I will keep walking to keep from going home. Couldn't quite scarcely conceive of you, well now I can't conceive of ever leaving you. I'm just sitting back, sitting here loving you. I'm just sitting back, sitting here loving you. I'm just a sitting back, sitting there loving you. Woo.
Thanks a lot.
And all the time I've kent you, Annette, I had no idea you were such a good singer. Come again any time. You can even bring your friend. Thank you very much, all the floor singers. John and Jim, who have... Oh, no, Jim's still here, but John, who's disappeared for his train. To Greg, to Campbell, to Nick, to... what's his name across there? John. And to Annette, who was the rose among the thorns, as it were, this evening. Thank you very much. And talking about thorns... Tonight at St Andrews we have the incomparable, the superb, the stupendous Eddie Walker.
Oh yes, well, I'll just tell the audience that I'm actually standing up, all right. A friend of mine stayed with John Sebastian over in Woodstock, where he stays. You like that, eh? Where he stays, eh? I know all the local colloquialisms anyway. And he has all his gold discs in the toilet. It's great, isn't it? A song called The Band Played On, which is what they did after they threw me out. Well, they didn't so much throw me out, they sort of just made it easy for me to leave, I think. And so I wrote them this little ditty. But then I was looking for... it's easy to write a verse and a chorus for a situation like that, but I wanted a little bit more of a song, so I went back to when I first started to play the guitar, and my friends and I used to spend most of our times weekends, especially on the northeast coast of England, sort of down on the beach in a remote spot, building bonfires, sitting around drinking copious amounts of cider. It's quite amazing how parents buy the kids cider to drink as a way of sort of saying, well, we'll let you have a little tipple, but we'll make sure it's nothing sort of really alcoholic. I mean, cider can be blow your mind away stuff, can't it? It's absolutely amazing. So we used to sit around the bonfire telling each other lies, you know how it is, and put a tin of beans in there. I always thought we should have opened it. And it was good fun, wasn't it? It was really good. And we used to listen to Bob Dylan's records, of course, because he was the man. He was writing the music, the songs that we all wanted to sing, and playing acoustic guitar, and you know, it was where it was at, you know. I mean, not that we had a clue what he was on about, but I mean, it was really, you know, really good stuff. And we lapped it up. I was about 5 or 6 at the time. Life was sweet then, wasn't it? It was good. And then I finally learned how to play guitar, and I teamed up with a lad, and we spent a couple of weeks. I come from the southernmost end of the Tees-Tyne Delta, just across the river from the home of the music we've come to love and sometimes hate over the years. Of course, I refer to country and West Hartlepool music, you know. But I used to sort of resort around the Billingham bayous from time to time. There's a very, very swish nightclub called the La Ronde, where me and my mate played support along John Baldry one night, and he was dreadful, and we were great. And it was great. And they invited us back next week, and we did support to Tiny Tim. Tiptoe through the tulips. You maybe don't remember him. It was the only song he knew. He sang it for an hour that night. I think remember. He was bad, and we were worse, you know. So we never got back. And Frankie doesn't play guitar anymore, or bass. He just he makes money instead. And so anyway, so I teamed up with these other two folks eventually, and we used to go off, and then after the gig we'd go and have a curry or something down the Indian or Chinese restaurant. So we're coming back from Bradford one night, and it must have been Ramadan because there was nowhere open. See, so I said, "Hey, no chippies, no Chinese, no Indians, nothing. What are we going to do? Home." So we're coming up the A1. There was this transport cafe. It materialised out of nowhere. It hadn't been there ever before, but this night it was there, winking its light on and off, beckoning us to go in and sample the fare. You see, so we pulled into the car park, and the first thing I noticed was an extract fan on the outside wall. It was pumping grease out, you know. It was running down the outside like a craft market candle. It was, you know, God, you know, wall-to-wall flies. And it was dreadful. We went into this place, and she was behind the counter. She was picking her nose and scratching her bum, you know. She said, "Now then, lads, what do you want? What are you going to have?" Yeah, I said, "Egg and chips." "Yeah, egg and chips, great." It took me about 10 minutes, you know, yeah. I said, "There was a couple of beef burgers and a hot dog." While we're waiting. So she went over and got these 2 frozen beef burgers out the deep freeze, and she took off the cellophane off the beef burgers and went, "Woo, pop, yeah, pop," under the... I said, "What are you doing?" You know, she said, "I'm just defrosting them for you, son." You know, great. You said, "I bet you better forget about the hot dog then." Oh, there was hell on. We got through out. And then they said I was a bad influence on the group. And they asked me to leave. Yeah, that's the way it goes, isn't it? Oh, but life was sweet. Yeah. So, here we go. I'm going to sing this one. This is called The Band Played On. And we'll dedicate the first verse to Bob Dylan, who really started it all off. I don't know where... I mean, I used to listen to Al McCogan a lot, and Guy... No, don't laugh. Al McCogan was great. And Guy Mitchell, yeah, and Bobby Darin. Yeah. And... So, but anyway, as soon as I got into folk music, it was all Bob Dylan. Oh, Dusty Springfield was all right. No, that's where I got my hairstyle from. Okay, band played on. It's got a chorus which goes: "The band played on, they always do. They just change the words around. Another song, another time, and a slightly different sound. And doesn't it change? And doesn't it change? Doesn't it change with time? Doesn't the music change with time?" Well, it seems such a long time ago since I first played this tune. When I wrote songs, well, it turned out wrong. Moon had to ride June. But we sang the words, though nobody heard. They were quiet nights beneath the stars. And after all this time, we still get on fine, though we live so far above. You may laugh. I remember all those years ago, you would go around folk clubs and everybody was a Bob Dylan impersonator, you know? They didn't just in the songs, they used to actually impersonate. Oh, those days. But the band played on, like they always do. They just changed the words around. Another song and another time, a slightly different sound. Doesn't it change? Doesn't it change? Doesn't it change with time? Doesn't the music change with time? And it seems such a long time ago since I first played these chords. And you played lead and you made sweet music. You learned a few of the words, but then you went to greater things. You stood out in the crowd. Ain't it funny as time goes by how the circle it comes round? But the band played on, all they always do, they just change the words around. Another song and another time, a slightly different sound. Doesn't it change? Doesn't it change? Doesn't it change with time? Doesn't the music change with time? Long time ago since we first sang that song. If we part now, maybe it won't have been a day or so too long. You know the time was right and the music was fine. You sang in harmony. Oh, it's time to go, it's the final show. Say farewell to me. Band played on, all they always do, they just change the words around. Another song and another time, a slightly different sound. Doesn't it change? Doesn't it change? Doesn't it change with time? Doesn't the music change with time? Doesn't it change? Doesn't it change? Doesn't it change with time? Doesn't the music change with time?
Thank you.
Grandfather was a sea captain, my father was a sailor too. They were spending their lives abroad on the water, watching some shoreline fading from view. And when the wind's in your hair and salt's in your stream, what else can fulfill an adventurous dream? Take to the ocean, see what it all means. They were sailors abroad on on the sea. And as a child I listened to stories of the Indian Ocean and the South China Seas. It was sailed by my father and his father before him, from the Bay of Bengal to the Gulf of Tonkin. Their lives were adventures abroad on the water, to romantic named places that remained ever after, whose streets heard the shouts and the singing and laughter of sailors ashore for the night. You can live your life close to the ocean, feet on the land, firm wet sand, but take to the water and feel for the motion, finding your feet when it's not easy to stand. You're finding your feet when it's not easy to stand. For life is just like the oceans, they say, that are stretching before you, so vast and so deep. Secure you may stand with your feet on the land. You can wander out there, what trials you'll meet, but who can resist a fast-flowing tide, whose retiring advantage cannot be denied? Then let the ferryman take you on for the ride, like a sailor abroad on the sea. You can live your life close to the ocean, feet on the land, firm wet sand, but take to the water and feel for the motion, finding your feet when it's not easy to stand, finding your feet when it's not easy to stand. I was watching those ships sailing from you, and when the wind's in your hair and your head's full of schemes, it's not easy living outside of a dream. Leave the shoreline, see what it all means, be a kind of a sailor too. You can live your life close to the ocean, feet on the land, firm wet sand, take to the water and feel for the motion, finding your feet when it's not easy to stand. Yes, you can live your life close to the ocean, feet on the land, firm wet sand, but you take to the water and feel for the motion, finding your feet when it's not easy to stand. You're finding your feet when it's not easy to stand. Finding your feet when it's not easy to stand. late great Jimmy Rogers. Who? Yeah, well, there's lots of music around today that probably wouldn't have been around if Jimmy Rogers hadn't taken his public by the scruff of the neck and, with the help of record companies back in the early days of recording, giving the public what they wanted, I suppose. He wasn't so much a country music singer as an all-round entertainer, and certainly got through some material and different styles anyway. He recorded with Louis Armstrong and the Carter Family and Lady McIntyre's Hawaiian Band. He did a thing called the Jimmy Rogers Puzzle Record. I always liked this. It had 3 different running grooves around the outside, and depending on which one it picked up, the needle, as you put it on, it would play 1 or 3 different songs pressed on the same disc. Great, eh? It was hard luck if you got a bad press it and it got in the same groove every time he came around, but that's it. Here's a little song of his. For years and years I rambled, drunk my wine and gambled. Oh, then one day I thought I'd settle down. Oh, I met a perfect lady, said she'd be my baby. Oh, we built a cottage in the old hometown. You lay, that's your video game. But somehow I can't forget my good old rambling days. Them old freight trains keep calling me always. Oh, I may be rough, may be wild, may act tough and be county-fied, but I can't forget my good old rough and rowdy ways. Here we go. You lay, oh lay, lay. I think people should yodel at least once in their life, don't you? It's like drinking Barbican, isn't it? You've got to do it once before you don't do it again. Barbican, the drink that smells and tastes like fried mushrooms. Sometimes I'd beat a bounder who knew me when I was around him. He'd grab my hand, boy, and say, let's have a drink. Or we'd go down to the pool room, or we'd get into a game, and then soon, you know, the daylight comes before I've had a wink. You lay, at your lay. But somehow I can't forget my good old rambling days. All them old freight trains keep calling me always. Oh, I may be rough, I may be wild, may act tough, but that's just my style. You know I can't forget my good old rough and rowdy way. You lay, you lay, you wouldn't get a job as brickies down the club in Marbella, Dennis, singing like that, you know. You lay, you lay, you lay. ragtime guitar, all right, tonight. Nice to hear Powder Rag again. After all these years, it's one of the ones that Stephen Grossman pushed when he first came over here. It was recorded by a lady called Aurora Block. What a wonderful name. But of course, the leading ragtime guitarist in this country, and maybe in the world, yeah, it's John James. And yes, from Aberystwyth, but we don't hold that against him at all, do we? Oh, I see. So now your son accepted a glass of lemonade off an England supporter. A Scottish supporter accepted, and the nerve of it. But anyway, John. As long as it's water, yes. Yeah. Okay, so John did this arrangement many years ago. He tends to swing it a lot more than I do. I sort of listened to the original version by Winifred Atwell on the piano and thought it was a lot more flash to play it fast. Anyway, the faster you play it, the less notes you have to put in for effect, you see. So there you go. In fact, it's even flasher on the 12-string, but I haven't got it. But it's a great tune, recorded in 1915, which is a very difficult time signature, let me tell you, yes. And by a guy called George Botsford. And George probably wouldn't know, he's probably long dead, but anyway, George wouldn't know it was going to be used for years and years on the telly as the signature tune for Pop Black. And it's called the Black and White Rag, yeah. Actually, this is a military two-step. Years and years. Oh, I've done that one. With friends around, and even pals you know are true. Still I'm lonely, I'm homesick, and I'm blue. Oh, there's no one who can cheer me when I'm all alone, longing for my Mississippi home. Way down in the Delta, on the Mississippi shore, in that muddy water, I long to be once more. When night shadows creep about and the whippoorwills call, all you can hear old Mammy's shout, come on in you all. Way out on that levee, strolling in the pale moonlight, all you can see them steamboats in the fields of snowy white. Oh, the feeling I can't lose, muddy waters in my shoes, when I get the Mississippi Delta blues. Levee, strolling in the pale moonlight, all you can see them steamboats in the fields of snowy white. Oh, the feeling I can't lose, muddy waters in my shoes, when I get them Mississippi Delta blues. I said that Mississippi Delta. Oh, that Mississippi Delta blues. While these heads of built the first purpose-made disco in town many years ago, and we all went down there trying to get in. You couldn't get in unless you had a suit and a collar and tie on and a shirt and looked very, very smart, you know. So I wrote this song, and I'd just seen Loudon Wainwright III at the time. And I thought, oh, bloody hell, he's good. How would he have approached the situation? Eh? What would he have done with the situation? How would he have written the song? You know? Hear the vines around the door of a downtown discotheque. Don't give me any lip, as I'll give it you in the neck. I don't like long hair, but I like you to wear a tie. I don't like Levi's, but you can't ask me why. Not unless you wanna die. 'Cause I'm a bouncer on the door of a downtown disco. Yeah, bouncer on the door of a downtown disco. I'm a bouncer on the door of a downtown discotheque. Sent down for GBH, already done a 5-year stretch. But I like my job, though sometimes it's hard, you see. I don't get on with people and they don't get on with me. When I get me a job with the old SPG, 'cause I'm bouncing around the door of a downtown disco. Yeah, bounce around the door of a downtown disco. I'm a bouncer around the door of a downtown discotheque. Work from 9 to 3, 6 nights of the week. I enjoy my work, I enjoy all the girls and the blood. All the pretty girls and all the pretty dresses, most especially I enjoy the blood. Don't you think that I should? I'm a bouncer around the door of a downtown disco. Yeah, bounce around the door of a downtown disco.
It's that shoulder again, Bob.
I've got cramp and stuck. I'm a bouncer on the door of a downtown discotheque. Though I've tried my hardest, I ain't killed no one yet. But I'm gonna try again tonight. I gotta satisfy this thirst. You know, legalized violence is making me fit to burst. And I gotta get them before they get me first. 'Cause I'm a bouncer on the door of a downtown disco. Yeah, bouncer on the door of a downtown disco. Yeah, bouncer on the door of a downtown disco. Yeah. Well, the bar's shut. It's getting late in St. Andrews. And I want to go to the toilet. It's never like this when I was working out at the Marbella Club, Dennis. Hey, mama, whose money shoes are these? Hey, mama, whose money shoes are these? You got them sitting where mine ought to be. Goodbye, baby, yes, I'm going away. Say goodbye, baby, yes, I'm going away. If I leave today, no, I'm going away to stay. Say, hey, pretty mama, whose muddy shoes are these? Pretty mama, whose muddy shoes are these? You got them sitting where mine ought to be. Worked all night, come home just before day. Said worked all night, come home just before day. You're a low-down woman doing me any old way. Said, hey, pretty mama, whose muddy shoes are these? Said, hey, mama, whose muddy shoes are these? You got them sitting where mine ought to be. Come on, baby, tell me what you gonna do. Come on, baby, tell me what you gonna do. Won't you tell me, baby, won't you tell me what you wanna do? Hey, baby, mama, whose muddy shoes are these? Say, hey, mama, whose muddy shoes are these? You got them sitting where mine ought to be. what you gonna do? Say, come on, mama, tell me what you gonna do. Won't you tell Big Bill, tell him what you want him to do. You know what, don't I come on just before day. You know what, don't I come on just before day. You low down woman, do me any old way, give it a try. Hey, pretty mama, whose muddy shoes are these? Muddy shoes, but say to him, mama, whose muddy shoes are these? Yeah, you got them sitting where mine ought to be. I can't hear you. Hey, mama, whose muddy shoes are these? Say to him, mama, whose muddy shoes are these? You got them sitting where mine ought to be. Wow, come on. Say to him, mama, whose muddy shoes are these? Red shoes, red shoes, red. Say to him, mama, whose muddy shoes are these? You got them sitting where mine ought to be. You know you went all night, come home just before day. You know you went all night, come on just before day. You're a low-down woman, you've been doing me any old way. Say, hey, mama, whose muddy shoes are these? Say, hey, mama, whose muddy shoes are these? You know you got them sitting where mine ought to be. You know you got them sitting where mine ought to be. Say what you got them sitting where mine ought to be. Oh, yeah.
Thanks very much. Many thanks. Thanks for coming tonight, and thanks for everybody else that's played. It's been a splendid evening, and I've enjoyed myself. Now, about these records and tapes that are on sale. They're ever so good. Sheena plays them all the time. Quite funny, actually. Most of my records are that badly pressed that you actually get rumblings on them like that at the same time they're going on. So you can have a real authentic night out with your record player, can't you? Delia's gone, one more round. Delia's gone. Delia's gone, one more round. Delia's gone. Okay. It's about a girl called Delia who goes one more round and then... Song from the Bahamas, okay. Tony shot his Delia, he shot her down on Christmas night. The first time that he shot her on, you know she's bowed her head and she died. And Delia's gone, one more round. Delia's gone. Delia's gone, one more round. Delia's gone. One sign for the door. you know that doctor, he came too late. Gonna send for the preacher, Lord, gonna lay out Delia straight. 'Cause Delia's gone one more round. Delia's gone. Delia's gone one more round. Delia's gone. We got a rubber-tired carriage. We got a double-seated hack. We're gonna take Delia down to the graveyard, Lord. And she's not coming back. 'Cause Delia's gone one more round. Delia's gone. Delia's gone one more round. Delia's gone. She died and Delia's gone one more round. Delia's gone. Delia's gone one more round. Said Delia's gone one more round. Delia's gone one more round. Delia's gone. Spending every dime for a wonderful time. And if you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where Harlem sits, putting on the rim. Spangled gowns upon the bevy of eyebrows, from down the levee, all misfits, putting on the rim. That's where each and every Lulu belle goes, every Thursday evening with a swell pose. Robert elbow. Come with me and we'll attend their jubilee, and we'll see them spend their last few bits putting on the ring. Big treats and sweetie too, highbrow drinks and oyster stew, though he knows quite well his dash
Mean 6 days on wander past high spots. Today they'll borrow dry spots. Will come tomorrow, but nobody cares. For now they're all millionaires. If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where Harlem sings? Button on the red, spangled gowns upon the bevy of high browns from down the levee, all misfits. Button on the red, that's where each and every Lulu belle goes. Every Thursday evening with his swell balls, rubbing elbows. Come with me and we'll attend that Jubilee. I'm seeing them spend their last 2 bits. Button on the reds, button on the reds, button on the reds, button on the reds.
Oh, come on. Give the man a break. Eddie, as always, you were magnificent and a little bit beyond that. You're turning me off, are you? First time you've ever done that, do you? Oh, this is terrible. That's terrible. He's going to have a hell of a time with his wife when he gets home tonight. He's going to murder him. Yeah, it's all lies, Judy. It's all lies. Thank you, Eddie, especially the particularly good evening, for those who sang, for those who were gracious enough not to sing, for a handsome barman there, John, who did his best to keep you lot supplied with the beverages that you wish to be supplied with. And it's quite a hard job, actually. For those of you who are departing on your holidays, your vacations, or whatever it is, pick up some leaflets before you go, because there are an array of fine folk festivals. There's bound to be a folk club somewhere in your vicinity, wherever you are, so get out there and support it. Keep music alive, keep the clubs going, keep the festivals buzzing, and keep writing to your local radio station, asking them why they don't have more folk-orientated programmes. And just before we go, I think we'll just get Eddie up for one more number, shall we? just when he's got himself dried off. Oh, I'm sorry, Eddie.
broken heart. Wait for time to mend it. There's nothing you can do about a love that's lost, love whose time is ending. You know that time is a healer, count on time to chase dark shadows from your mind. There's nothing you can do about a broken heart. Wait for time to mend it. There's nothing you can do about a sad, sad soul, but hope that time will heal it. There's nothing you can do about a hurt inside, but hope that time might steal it. But time is a healer, count on time to chase dark shadows from your mind. There's nothing you can do about a broken heart, but wait for time to mend it. Yes, time is a healer, time is a friend, time a broken heart will mend. Though we hurt while we wait, that we cannot pretend. Time will prove kind in the end. There's nothing you can do about a broken heart. Wait for time to mend it.
You won't want another one after that, will you?
As Eddie makes his escape there are still time to buy these super records and tapes. They really are good. I'm not just